Hey family, it's me, Tasha, Mama Bear Prepping. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel where we just talk about preparedness, different things that me and my family do for different crises, different emergencies in life, and preparing for that. And hopefully that gives you some ideas for you and yours. So today I want to get into, the topic at hand, a topic that everybody's talking about right now. And that's fires happening, air quality, from the Maui stuff to, my own state where I live, Washington State, to other states, to warnings of other areas that aren't normally inundated or don't normally prepare or need to prepare for fires, needing to prepare for fires in the future. Of course, Canada is on fire. Just a lot of fires happening. And for us, quite a bit of our military career was in California. So, of course, we dealt with fires there. I'm originally from Oregon, dealt with fires there. Now we're in Washington State, deal with fires here. And so fires and preparing for fires is kind of just been a normal thing for me and my family pretty much my whole life and a lot of my military career, right? And so it's normal. And it's hard when it's normal because you normalize it. You make it where, oh, it's just another fire. It's not a big deal, right? Where other people are freaking out about it. It's just a part of life here. It's just a very major thing that we prepare for. Now, thank you, because a lot of you I saw in the comments in the last few days in different various videos asking if me and my family were okay. We haven't heard from you. Are you okay? Just basically been taking a break from the channel. Obviously, this is not the priority of my life, just so you guys know. We're in the process of buying and selling, and so we're very, very busy right now. And so that's why I haven't been here. It has not been because we're in the fire area. We are nowhere near any fires right now. There has been a few that have popped up south of us a little bit, but the major one that's all over, the news, that's in eastern Washington, very far eastern Washington, almost to the Idaho border. And so that's where you see these crazy videos of like whole towns being evacuated, houses burning down, all this stuff, right? That's very, very east. And but we're very aware that we could deal with a fire like that any day, right? But we normalize it. I'll tell you about a situation last year after we came home. I had to go get my son some shoes. So I went out to a local, just a local, what do you call them? Oh my goodness, I just blanked on what you call them. Outlet stores, right? Went to a local outlet stores trying to get him some shoes. And as I'm driving, and this is maybe, 20, 30 minutes from where I'm at, and I'm driving and I'm seeing what appears to be ash, right? Big chunks of ash in the air. And I'm like, is that snow? Is that ash? Like, what is that? And because I wasn't aware of any fires near us. And so I kind of was like, what is going on? And so then I get to the location, I get to the outlet mall, and everybody's just walking around shopping, and it's kind of like an outdoor shopping area, and everybody's just walking around like no big deal. Nobody's noticing this. The cars are like filling, getting covered with like this blanket of white ash. And I'm like, okay, so I'm calling Bay and I'm like, yo, get on the apps, get on stuff. Like, where's this fire at? Like, obviously there's a fire close to where I'm at. There's like big chunks of ash coming down. And come to find out, it was a ways away. It was like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. But where I was at, large ash was coming down. And what's crazy about that is, one, everybody was normal. It was normal. Two, there was no panic at all. And not that you would expect panic, right? But ash can come from all different types of things, right? And so especially in our area, we've got inactive volcanoes. We've got, there could be a nuke could drop. There could be fires. Like right away, I was like, there's a fire. Where is it at? And everybody else walking around like oblivious, like who cares where the fire's at? We're shopping right now. So my point is to be aware of what's going on, right? I think that when we talk about preparing for fires, a lot of that is intel, understanding where fires are at, understanding your state, understanding what areas of your state and where you live happen to have fires often. And then the what if the fires never happen where you live, what would you do if a fire came? You know, I saw a report the other day. They were warning that all of a sudden the East Coast is going to start seeing a bunch of fires. And there was no real background of why that was going to be. But, you know, supposedly, probably the background was that it was climate change, right? Because that causes everything. That the East Coast needs to prepare because it's going to be seeing way more fires. And so, and obviously that's not a normal thing over there. West Coast, it's normal. All up and down the coast, all up and down California, all up and down Oregon, Washington. That's all fires, right? We deal with fires. And they were saying East Coast was going to have to start worrying about that. Of course, the northern border has to be careful because of fires of Canada. A lot of this too is not just preparing for fires, but it's preparing for air quality. You know, that huge fire that I just said is in Washington State, that's probably 7 hours away from me, right? Is out of control, 0% contained, okay? That means 100% out of control. That's how Bay always says it. When they come on the news talking about, oh, it's a whatever percent controlled, that means it's this much percent out of control, right? Not contained, right? And that is 100% out of control, in the words of Bay, of my hubby. 100% out of control, and we're several hours away, and the air quality has been crazy over here. You know, we have Cascade Mountains between us, right? And the smoke and the air quality is crazy. The wind goes that way, you guys, goes east, and we're still crazy air quality. So just to help you understand air quality, that's what you got to understand. You know, we're talking about the winds go typically north a little bit and eastern, and you have a fire that's 7 hours east of us, and Cascade Mountains, large mountain range between us and that fire. And we on this side are dealing with heavy air quality problems. Same thing with all the northern states dealing with air quality from the Canadian fire, right? Those fires are miles and miles away, right? And yet they're dealing with smoke. So there's two parts to this of protecting your home. So let's walk through it. I think that there's a way that you protect your home the best you can. Now, if you're a homeowner, you think of things like, okay, metal roofing, tin roofing, fire resistant materials for your roofing, fire resistant materials for your siding, getting other stuff like stucco and brick. That stuff is fire resistant, or more so than wood, obviously. So what do you do there? What do you do for fire breaks around your property, tree lines, brush, leaves, debris, just extra stuff that can catch on fire? Do you have any breaks? Do you have any water breaks? Where are your water sources at? Do you have hoses? Do you have a way to pull that water to be able to try to hose down and protect your property, your land, your home? Even if you live in an apartment, you know, I'm thinking outside, where's the closest hose? Where's the closest outside faucets? You know, sometimes when you live in an apartment, you don't think about that type of stuff because you live in an apartment. But I always like to know where those outside faucets are. You know, a lot of people don't even think buildings like that have that, but they do have those. Some of them have locks on them, but some of them don't, right? And it's just a matter of the maintenance people know where they're at, and you just have to look around to find them. You know, where is this stuff that you need to know, and as far as hopefully protecting your home. Now, something like the Maui, first of all, we're going to talk about energy weapons and Maui and different stuff that's going on and different stuff that's being said on my Patreon today. I'm about to do that video. So if you're interested in going down the rabbit hole, seeing how my mind thinks with the rabbit hole and different harder topics that we absolutely can't talk about over here, I do talk about those on Patreon. I do videos 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So come on over there if you want to go down the rabbit hole. And talk about some stuff we can't talk about over here. We're going to talk about energy weapons over there today. Now, you know, and I lost my train of thought as far as just preparing in general for fires, even if you're living in an apartment. We talked about water sources, getting your water sources, knowing how to get to them, Oh, that's what I was saying. Maui, right? Something like that. That's hard to get around, right? That's hard to prepare for a situation like that when a fire moves through an area so fast, no type of warning. You know, there was a place in Paris in California, you know, same thing, type of fire, just ravaged the whole town. There was hardly any time to get out. A lot of people died. And that's hard, but you have to have an evacuation plan. You have to know maps, back roads, how to go different ways if you had to. You have to know intel. A lot of it is radios, understanding what's happening around you, following fires, knowing and getting alerts as soon as a fire breaks out, understanding where it is in relation to you. Okay, how fast is it moving? Some stuff, yeah, you don't get a warning, but a lot of stuff you do. Okay, and so getting your apps, understanding different wind stuff, right? There's a lot of stuff that just knowledge will help you get through something, and there's some stuff that with any crisis and emergency we prepare, right? But there's a level of that crisis or that prepared or that emergency that can be totally out of your control, you know, and ravaging, and you know, there's nothing you can do, right? Like a hurricane, you can prepare all day for a hurricane, do all the things, but if you get a direct hit on a hurricane and it rips your house up off, you know, the ground and it's gone, it is what it is. It's gone, right? And so how do you prepare? For us, you know, a house disappears, it gets burned down. Well, what do we have on our property that we've either buried or put somewhere else that maybe doesn't get ravished by the fire? Again, this is not putting all your eggs in one basket, not having everything in your house and that gets destroyed and you have nothing else. I would like to think that I could leave a property possibly and come back, and yes, maybe my house is destroyed, but I have planned and have other stuff on the property that I can come back to, because it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, but we would rebuild, right? We would stay, we would rebuild. That's what we would do, right? We would not run from that situation. We would just pick up the pieces and rebuild. But there's things you can do to try to get ready. These fires everywhere is crazy. I mean, this is biblical times. This is end days. This is crazy stuff happening that people, the majority, is just kind of normalizing, like, oh, there's fires going on, oh, there's fires, oh, there's fires. And you have among that some conspiracy theorists and different things that are happening, and you know, hey, it's weather manipulation and it's this and this that. And I'm not saying that stuff's not true, you know, because I think some of it is true. What I'm saying is that shouldn't negate the fact that you still have to prepare. Whatever the source is, you have to prepare. And yes, if something gets out of control, is out of your control, and gets so bad, I mean, it is what it is. You can't fix that, right? But what can you do to hopefully help save your home, save something, right? Save your animals. That's another thing too. Fires. Think about evacuation, but think about your animals, how you would leave with your animals, how you would leave with your pets. Even if you just live wherever and you have pets in the home, how would you leave? Are you ready to leave? Do you have the different things you need, cages and different things you need to be able to put them in and get them out quickly, right? And a lot of stuff happens so fast that it's hard, that people, not only do people not make it out, but they definitely don't make it out when they're trying to get different animals together and get them out. And it's just a matter of time. Sometimes it's happening so fast. So we're fine over here. We are great. Air quality is a thing. That's another thing you can prepare for, is the air quality, right? Masks, different home features that you can bring into your home for filtering your air, right? Air quality, air purification, humidifiers, all of those different machines that purify your air, clean your air. Get that stuff, right? Because they will pull out the smoke. You know, a lot of things with air quality the last couple of days is, you know, you have these things where you have, you know, my eyes are hurting, I have a headache, I feel weaker, I feel fatigued. That's all air quality stuff. Super bad headaches. That's all air quality stuff. And you don't think it, because sometimes you can see that and sometimes you cannot, right? Sometimes you can go out and there's a haze and you're like, okay, there's a haze. But sometimes you cannot see it. It's not so smoky, not so hazy, but it's still there, bad air quality, and you're out and about in it, you're working in it. And so you got to have a game plan for your family too, that you're tracking the air quality, and when it hits certain levels, you guys are not going outside, right? You're not doing work outside. You're not letting the kids play outside. You're maybe locking up the chickens, saying, hey, you guys can come out on the run today. whatever it is, right? Be thinking about what's the appropriate level for you and your family to be outside, and then what's the type, the level that you need to be inside, and you need to be purifying your air, cleaning your air. And if you are going outside, you have to do something, throwing a mask on, you know, having that so you're not breathing in those particles, that smoke, right? It's very, very rough and hard on your throat, not to mention all those other side effects that happen when you're intaking all of that. Okay. So anyway, you guys be well. I hope you guys are having a good week, right? I've been really busy, haven't been doing videos, but I hope to get back to doing videos on a regular basis. But right now, not so much. So you're going to see a lot of sporadic, maybe I have a video up, maybe I don't. I ain't getting no love from YouTube anyway. So it is what it is. Anyway, you guys be well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.